Representatives of Amazon tribes crossed the Atlantic to protest alongside environmental activists in front of the London office of the Brazilian Development Bank, which is providing funding for the Belo Monte hydroelectric dam project. They fear the dam will permanently change their way of life in the rainforests of Brazil.
The dam is going to put enormous pressure on our land and forest. The indigenous people near the dam will be especially affected. This is a question not only for my people, but for all the indigenous people in the Amazon and in the whole world.
The area in question is in the heart of Brazil on the Xingu River, a tributary of the Amazon. The river is home to more species of fish than are found in all of Europe. It plays a key role in the life of dozens of indigenous tribes. The hydroelectric dam is set to flood 500 square kilometres of rainforest, an area the size of Europe's Lake Constance. Critics of the project say at least 20,000 people will be affected. An ethical conflict is playing out on the Xingu, pitting benefits to many against the traditional way of life of a few. The local people have gained a prominent ally in their campaign against the dam, Hollywood director James Cameron. His blockbuster film Avatar recounts a similar story, a native population's fight to protect the environment against outsiders seeking to exploit its resources.
I listened to these leaders talk, and they were very impressive. They were very clear that they needed to fight this project, that they were very afraid of what would happen to their communities. And so I feel that this has become a personal fight for me as well. They have asked me to help, and I cannot turn away.
Brazil is a rising economic power, but growth is being hampered by an inadequate power supply. Projects like Belo Monte were advocated by former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva as crucial for Brazil's development. His successor, Dilma Rousseff, is looking to deliver on those plans.
Without power, you cannot develop, first and foremost. Second, this project will bring a very important development surge in a region that is increasing development in Brazil very fast.
The dam is set to cost over €9 billion, an investment that itself would further boost the economy. A court temporarily halted the project for failing to meet environmental regulations.
The government took all the care in order to avoid any damage to the indigenous communities, and that's why we engaged ourselves in an extensive consultations with the indigenous communities that are close to the dam.
The demonstrators in London have received support from some members of the British Parliament. They hope international political pressure could still help derail the project.
I think Brazil has an interesting situation in particular. It's had quite a good record on recognising tribal rights, on ratifying international conventions, and on having a very active agency to support tribal peoples. But it's clear that something is going wrong in this case, and I think it's important that the Brazilian government know that other governments, other parliaments, other communities are watching.
Letters of protest against the dam have gone out to Brazilian politicians and firms involved in the project. The hydroelectric dam on the Xingu could start providing power in 2015.